me. And oh my gosh, I have a new background. Isn't it the cutest thing ever? It's got cute little mushrooms, cute little crystals, cute little like plants and leaves. I love it. It's just so magical. I love magical things. And because it is now April and I have a new backdrop, that means I'll be announcing the winner of last month's backdrop. That took place over on my Instagram where you had to send me an inspirational quote. So the winner for that is Bridget Rock. So congratulations. And the quote I was sent was, "Different is the new normal," which I absolutely love. So thank you so much to anyone who entered to win. And if you would like to win this backdrop behind me, the beautiful magical backdrop we have right here, all you have to do is be subscribed to this channel, so my Jessii Vee channel, turn on your notification bell, and then head over to my book channel. It's called Jessie's Bookshelf. Go over there and subscribe, and go and comment anything that you would like over on my newest video that I posted. It's called Ranking the Colleen Hoover Books, and I'm just gonna be choosing the person that I see really interacting with me over there, commenting on all the videos that I post, liking them, and I will choose the winner at the end of the month. By the way, guys, my sister just added a bunch of really cool new products to her line on the website. She's got these really cool sun and mood mug and wine glass sets. She also has a really awesome flower diffuser and a spring leaf tote bag. She has just all the vibes for spring going on there, so if you want to check it out and go and support her, I have linked everything down below in the description. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into today's video. Because it is now April, I wanted to start off the first video of the month being an Easter video. So we're going to be talking about the history of Easter egg hunts and going into some creepypastas and really scary things about it, as usual. So let's first start with the history. Every Easter, children across the country rush around their homes and gardens searching for chocolate eggs. For some families, Easter just isn't Easter without the annual Easter hunt. But how did this all become a thing? Like, who started it? And before I continue, comment down below, did you ever do Easter hunts as a kid? Do you still do them? Because I definitely did, and I loved them. And it got very competitive when I was a kid. Like, I'd play this with my cousins, and there was definitely a lot of crying involved by the end of it. Because there was always that one person who was just way faster and got all of the eggs, and all of us were left with like 2. Also, anyone else find eggs lying around the house like 5 years later? There's always that one egg that no one ever finds that you find like years later, covered in bugs and mold. Although its roots aren't totally clear, it's widely believed that egg hunts date back to the 1700s, when the Dutch believed in an egg-laying hare called Oosterhaas. This hare would run around laying eggs in the grass, and children were encouraged to build nests for it to lay in and to search for the eggs it left behind. Now, Oosterhaas eventually became the Easter Bunny, and the Easter Bunny isn't really known for its egg-laying capabilities, but it does have the tradition of carrying around an Easter basket filled with chocolate eggs. Now, Queen Victoria actually helped popularize Easter egg hunts. As a child, she enjoyed egg hunts at Kensington Palace that her mother would organize for her, and on Sunday, April 7th of 1833, the 14-year-old Princess Victoria actually wrote this quote in her diary. It says, "Mama did some pretty painted and ornamented eggs, and we looked for them." So that just proves that all the way back in the 1800s, they were doing Easter egg hunts. Victoria and Albert continued this German tradition, hiding eggs for their own children to find. And still, even in her adult years and older years, she would still write in her journal about these egg hunts. For example, here's a direct quote from her from 1869. It says, "After breakfast, the children, as usual on this day, looked for Easter eggs." So of course, because the Queen was doing it, everybody wanted to do it. Okay, so we're gonna start with a chocolate Easter egg creepypasta that stems from Korea. And this story takes place at midnight after a long day of Easter activities. A girl was sitting at the table in her living room trying to do some studying, and her little brother was behind her playing with some toys. The girl was eating out of her basket of chocolate Easter eggs that she had found during the egg hunt earlier in the day, and she had been savoring them all day long, eating them slowly, but her brother basically ate all of his within an hour. Like, he just gobbled them up super quickly.
"Can I have a chocolate egg?"
asked her little brother behind her, and she replied with no, because she wanted them all to herself. She found them, she caught them, they were all hers.
"Please, can I have a chocolate egg?"
He continued to whine behind her. But once again, she told him no and tried to ignore him. She continued eating her chocolate eggs, but her brother kept pestering her to give him one. So eventually she grew tired of the constant distraction and annoyance, so she grabbed her half-finished basket of candy and tossed it over her shoulder to her brother, and she basically told him to just have the rest as long as he left her alone. She heard the rustling noise behind her as her little brother ran over to grab the eggs, but then there was silence for a couple minutes, and then she heard a voice say,
There's only 2 left. Can I eat one?
The girl sighed and said yes once again, and she just wished that he would stop bugging her. But then she heard some really strange slobbering sounds and munching sounds coming from behind her.
Now there's only 1 left,
said the voice behind her. But she still assumed that it was her brother, and she told him to stop pestering her and to just eat the last one already. But then she turned around, and to her horror, she saw this tall, hideous monster, and it had just finished chewing on the remains of her little brother, and he was walking towards her with sharp teeth open. And that's how the story ends. Apparently it's trying to teach kids to just share their food, or the creepy Easter monster is gonna get you. So it seems like the first 2 questions were actually her little brother, but after she kept saying no, this creepy creature stepped in, and when he said there's only 2 left, can I eat one, he was referring to her and her little brother. He wanted to eat them the whole time. Does that make sense? All right, then we have the next story. It's called Never Go Egg Hunting in the Woods. And honestly, I think this is a creepypasta, but it could be true because it does seem like it could be a little bit realistic. There's a story about a mother and her 2 kids that lived in a neighborhood beside a huge forest. And every year around Easter, she reminded them never to go Easter hunting in the woods. When they were really little, she never told them exactly why, but when they got older, she sat them both down and told them the story about what happened to her 25 years earlier. The mother said that when she was young, she went egg hunting in that same forest with a group of 3 of her friends. They were all happily running through the grass with their baskets, picking up eggs whenever they saw one, and without realizing it, they went farther and farther into the forest until they could barely see the sun above the trees. Then they were startled to see this strange figure standing far off in the distance, just like waving at them slowly. It was holding an Easter basket in the other hand, and they watched as this figure reached into his basket and placed another chocolate egg onto the forest floor and then skipped away. She knew something was wrong right away and tried to stop her friends as they ran towards this mysterious egg trail that this really strange person was leaving for them. She was smart enough to not go with them and decided to run back to her parents to tell them what happened. But when they got to the forest, all they found were their baskets lying in the dirt, and they were never seen again. And since then, every couple years, kids will see a trail of Easter eggs leading into the forest that they are told not to follow. And the mother says that sometimes even now in her mid-30s, when she looks out her bedroom window to the forest, she can still see him there waving at her, placing an egg onto the ground, encouraging her to follow him. So yeah, that is that story. It sounds like it could be realistic because maybe there is a creepy person in the forest trying to like lure kids in there with Easter eggs. So if you ever see like an Easter egg trail leading into a dark forest, don't follow it. I feel like you should know that though. Anyways guys, that is the end of today's video. If you want me to do more creepy Easter videos, give this video a thumbs up and let me know. And don't forget, if you have not gotten a Adopt a Gnome yet, we have them available on the website. Choose one that you feel like relates to you, that you like the style of. There are so many to choose from. I will link that down below as well. But I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!